Welcome, freaks. Welcome to Mother Supreme's review of episode 6 of American Horror Story. I don't remember what it was titled. I don't remember who wrote it or anything. Just, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch. Let's just get into this. Okay, let's start off with the actual episode. Short and long description are intertwined because there's really not too much to tell. We start out with Cheyenne Jackson as, big head network executive guy. We get the background on the results regarding My Roanoke Nightmare TV ratings and such. Cheyenne goes into a meeting. It immediately starts out too with the preview that was given to us last week, which is Cheyenne goes into a network meeting to pitch the idea of Roanoke, 3 days in hell or something like that. His idea is to bring back the actors and the real life people who played everybody in the show, except for, of course, the ghosts and Flora. And he wants to put cameras everywhere, catch them off guard, and the biggest reason that Sydney is Cheyenne Jackson's character, he says he wants to prove that Lee murdered Mason. So that's basically the whole point. He's putting cameras everywhere. Catch her in the act, also wants to interview her many times and wants to be the person to get her to admit it. Okay, so we know his intentions. While they are prepping the set, they find dead pig fetuses kind of surrounding a tree. A gentleman, actually, this is probably the only cool part in the actual show, while they're setting up cameras, you see a guy take a chainsaw and chainsaw himself, and he dies. However, Sydney refuses to stop production and continues. The actors and the actresses arrive. Now, we also find out in this time what has happened to everybody. Let's start with the real life characters, Matt and Shelby. Turns out they split. Shelby had an affair with Cuba Gooding Jr., the real actor, Cuba Gooding Jr. And it was just one weekend. They were caught by paparazzi. Her and Matt split. Lee is still somewhat very sad, indicating that she's still with Flora, that Flora is indeed alive, and that you still get from her that she is still very sad from the whole thing. As far as the actors go, Evan Peters, who played Edward Philippe Mott, got together with the actress that played Shelby. They courted, got married. The actor that plays Cuba had the affair with real-life Shelby. Angela Bassett, unfortunately, had negative side effects and turned into an alcoholic because of how deep she had to go to reach Lee's character and to portray her. Kathy Bates, unfortunately, also reached a dark depth. She ended up, after the show aired, dressing up like the Butcher and going crazy in a major Hollywood tourist area as the Butcher. She was diagnosed with a mental disorder, put on meds. She says she's fine now. However, Sydney thinks that she is the one leaving the dead pig fetuses at the house and all that stuff. So he has her arrested. And as he leaves, she turns into the Butcher again. And real quick, while he's interviewing her, before he exposes her, she has this look in her eye, and one brief moment that I totally caught that was just beautiful Kathy Bates style. I mean, just that one little look that she gave that was just so menacing. Kathy Bates just blew me away. I think her part was probably my favorite in the whole show. My one-liner award definitely goes to Evan Peters. I totally forgot, though, what he said. I'm so sorry. So now we move on to, they're at the house. Everything is rolling. Shelby said that the only reason why, real life Shelby, said the only reason why she'll go back and actually do the show is in order for Cuba Gooding Jr. not to be there. Sydney agrees, however, he still shows up. So the whole point of the show, the whole concept of the show, is that they're supposed to be there for 3 days during the blood moon. Then we get a shot of everybody in the house and some things start happening, such as Kathy Bates, dressed as the butcher, knocks out a window that actress Shelby and Evan are sitting at, and his name is Rory, and that's the only reason why I can remember it, is Rory. I don't remember what her name is. She plays British, some British chick, I believe. So that's what Ryan said about accents would be changed. Kathy had an American accent, where yet Sarah's was a foreign. So now that we're caught up on everybody and they're starting to get a little into the house and they're getting a little scared, they think that it's the producer, Sydney, that's scaring them. So we get a flash on the screen that tells us basically that we get a flash on the screen, it's written on the screen, typed, that everybody in the house and in cast and production, I guess, died. And only one person survived. And the rest that follows is their found footage. So that seems to be our twist, is the found footage twist, which I essentially guessed in the twist one. Obviously, it wasn't the Shelby one. So we keep moving on. They're all in the house. Actress Shelby is scared by the pig man. Her husband, Rory, Evan Peters, goes up to investigate and is murdered by the 2 nurses. Immediately after Rory is murdered by the 2 nurses, Matt, the real life Matt, goes to the wall and where the nurses had written the words murder and blood, minus the R. However, this time when Matt goes back, there is an R, meaning they completed the word murder. Obviously, actress Shelby is, going to be beside herself. I don't remember exactly if she got the news. I know R is for Rory. That's what Matt said when he walked in. But the blood moon is up. We got a flash of Mason, unfortunately, Ghost Mason in the house. He was burned. And so, I mean, again, I'm really glad that they touched on the part about Mason and that his death is still, unaccounted for. However, guys, we did not get Tessa Farminga. We did not get Finn Whitrock. Did not see them in the entire episode. The twist is now that it's found footage. And I'm just trying to think if I forgot anything, because there really isn't that much to report. Except that there were a couple of good little jump scares. The part with Kathy was good. But I just can't give this episode, I mean, for the actors and everybody who contributed in the show, they have my utmost admiration and love. But this was supposed to be a huge twist, and I did not, the found footage was, we got that answer basically last week when they showed the preview. We basically got the twist last week. And then Ryan comes out yesterday and says that we're going to get all this stuff, and then we don't. I would love to hear in your comments below, guys, if you liked the twist or not. Now, please don't hesitate, because if you liked it, I am so glad. I am very glad. I want somebody to walk away from this much happier than what I was. So again, if you liked it, please note it in the comments below. If you didn't like it, please again note it in the comments below. And if I missed Tessa Farminga and Finn Whitrock, please put in the comments where they were, possibly a time of where you guys saw them, because I checked the nurses. I checked a lot of people before I came to make this video, and I did not see either one of them. So please, again, let me know in the comments. it was a good show, but I just can't give it Mother Supreme's twist stamp of approval. So Maisie, one of my admins, has come together and put a petition together to get American Horror Story to hire Mother Supreme as one of their writers. If you would like to sign the petition, please go to the link right here and actually sign it. It was also in the beginning of the video. Thank you so much to everybody who supports me and the channel and the show and everything. I mean, please don't get me wrong. I love this show. I still love this show. However, at this point, such as in Hotel and Freak Show, Murder House, all of them, I had characters by this time that I loved. And the love for those characters made up for some of the storylines that didn't necessarily make sense, correlate, or have as much impact. So we can go with Hotel in this one. Liz, Sally, and James March were such strong characters that by this time I was so in love with them that it really wouldn't have mattered about a twist. You know, again, I'm really happy with the show. I'm happy. I'm gonna obviously be happier now that I know what the twist is and what to expect. I just kind of wish that we wouldn't have been so built up. It kind of feels like we were built up, such as for The Walking Dead. Remember how you guys out there, I don't know who watched The Walking Dead, but we were told from like June of, 2015 to get our tissues ready because there's going to be a major event at the end of season 6. Even as the season started, the actors were even going out there and saying, I was shook after I read the script, or I couldn't sleep for days, or something such as that. The actors were so plagued by what happened that we all knew what was coming, a death scene, and then we didn't get it. And then, Ryan goes yesterday to even tell us Tessa and Ryan and Finn are in there, and they're not. And we're gonna get this huge, shocking twist, and our jaws are gonna be on the floor like, what happened? And we weren't. So I just get very disappointed when people build us up and, we don't get it. Now, again, I understand that I had a very intricate theory. I totally went back to Coven, and again, the reason why I did was because of Scathach being the OG Supreme. We have Cordelia, Tissa was coming back. It just seemed like it was all like in the stars to be the truth, and it wasn't. So I can totally you guys are completely welcome to go into the comments and tell me that I was wrong on my theories, except for the first one. I was totally right. I so believe that this is a conspiracy now between Matt, Shelby, and Lee to cover up their crimes. Maybe they agreed to do this to bring people to the butcher to save themselves. So, again, that was just something very simple. I'd certainly, don't mind you guys. Please, if you want to say, hey, you're wrong, please go right on ahead. It certainly doesn't offend me at all. But thank you guys very much for watching the video. Thank you for watching my review. Thank you for supporting the channel. And don't forget to go check out Burnt Toast for Freaktober. They are in my featured channels on my YouTube page, so you can go check them out there. And I just want to say thank you guys again. Y'all are awesome. This is Mother Supreme telling y'all I will see you next week for Beyond the Horror. And we'll see how the season goes. Bye.